Hey Stormer or Demon's Lads, it's me, SpikeGhost1000 here, coming at you with another video. In this video, I am finally turning more of my dragons into superheroes. I know it's been a long time, and I have improved a lot since then, so let's see how well I've improved. Because it's been a while since I last turned some of my dragons into superheroes. Now, I did some of my personal favorite dragons to get started off with. There's the Sturdy Riot, then there's the Nightmare Phantom Amstasphere, the Wrath Sin Dragon, and the Kokaku Dragon. Now, without further ado, let's roll intro and let's get into this video. Let's go. Like and subscribe if you enjoy this video. Okay, so I'm coming back to you with some more characters. Well, sorry, not characters, but heroes from this world. It's actually been a while since I went over to someone that actually was a hero from the Beastverse that was inspired, that has the powers of a creature from the Beastverse. The first one we're looking at today is named Carlos Kirishima because he's actually part Mexican and actually part Japanese, which explains his name. His hero name is actually Sturdy Riot, which, funny enough, is actually the common name of the dragon his powers are coming from. Like the name suggests, the common name of the dragon is Sturdy Riot, but instead they are actually, the creature is known as the Sturdy Crimson, trying to figure it out, I'm trying to remember. It's a pretty long, interesting name. The creature is known as, Sturdy Crimson Red, Riot Dragon. The reason why, it's called that is because, like Karma from that world suggests, is because of its red coloring and of the fact that it is really strong and it can harden its skin. That is actually what this guy can do. He can harden his skin to the point that he can it actually mimics and is actually the same thing as the Sturdy Riot Dragon. But instead his arms are usually a very what's the term, pasty white color. But when they turn into the creature's arms, he actually gets a full-on makeover, and its arms turn to the same red as the creature. So yeah, it goes to show that he is really strong in that regard. But not to mention something else, he is also very that dragon actually comes from another universe known as the MHA universe, but it's also from a very small series of universes in this multiverse. If you think about it, more or less every single multiverse has one, but really depends on everything in that universe. But back to his powers, he has red hair, and he's actually really smart and also really cool. But he also prefers to be more of a shield when protecting and helping people out. He is actually bisexual, so he bends both ways. That's a funny fact. And if I remember correctly, whenever he gets into a fight, he sometimes goes with villains that are stronger than him, so he can get his armor stronger. You see, his armor is his skin, but whenever he hardens it, and like let's say a piece gets broken off, it will later regrow and actually become harder than it originally was. Like this one fight I remember seeing him fighting. This one villain was he was actually still in his early days of being a hero, but he was fighting against a villain that was a grade above him in strength. The villain punched him straight through a wall, so he started crackling and breaking apart. He lost his right arms for a second so he can catch up his breath. The villain then proceeded to pummel him into the ground more and more, but he soon managed to get back up, summon one arm, and do the brute strength of a dragon. He managed to toss the guy out of the way, but then he leapt, using his legs, he leapt up into the area and went hand in hand against him. When he first got his powers, he actually met a sturdy riot dragon that was about dead, and breathing its final breath, it gave him its powers. And he actually got them from actually being near the creature, which actually results in no Akuma. But unless you kill it or it's willingly giving its powers to you, those are the only things that can cause Akumas in these people. So, yeah. Now back to the story. He tossed the guy out of the way, he leapt up into the area, and proceeded to actually summon his arms back up, but they were actually a lot stronger and harder. He punched the guy so hard, knocked him out cold. So let's go to the next one. The next hero I'm looking at is a hero that is actually one of the female heroes in this world. Her name is actually, what was her name? Like I said, there's so few, but they're so powerful, it's hard to remember sometimes. Oh yeah, it's Nyx Fantas. Her hero name is actually, her hero name, like I was saying, is actually, Nightmare Phantom. The reason behind that name is because of the creature she gets her powers from. It is the Phantom Nightmare Amplifier from the Beastverse. Her powers allow her to excrete a gas that does the exact same things as the Phantom Nightmare does to its victims that breathe in the gas in the Beastverse. What I mean by that is that it literally just, if you breathe it in, you'd not be able to, if you sleep, you'd be cracked, you would actually be seeing, you have nightmares of her coming at you, and basically just really vivid and really scary nightmares all the time. But that is a very rare occurrence. She can do that she can choose to do that or not to do that to people. What this power can really do is it sleep deprive you so much that it actually appears that multiple people, it sleep deprive you so much that it appears that there are creatures coming out of the walls, sort of. Basically, you just see her wherever you go, and because you see hallucinations of her. In other words, it's just very scary for people because they're just so tired and they just don't want to see her ever again. Usually this lasts around a few weeks, but every now and again she would actually pay them a real visit, and she can only describe it in one word: they are emotionally scarred for a while. Her hair costume actually resembles that of the spine of the tail end of the Amphiphere. But she can also summon a whip that also very closely resembles the Amphiphere spine. Matter of fact, it is the spine turned into a whip. The very end is a sharp tip, and it does have sharper tips to the actual ends on each side of the bone chain. It's very limited range, is around 10 feet, but she can actually, that's how long it stands up to. Usually it's around 2 feet for her. She stands up to be around 5 feet 6. Very tall woman by most standards, but unlike the actual creature from the Beastverse, she doesn't breathe the gas. She actually excretes it at will from her skin pores. So yeah, that's a very interesting fact between these two. So let's get to the next one. Now the next hero is a hero that actually looks like a very, very average person. This hero, goes by the name of Wrath Draco. Hero name? What was the name of this creature of him? It was Sin's Wrath. The reason why that is because he gets his powers from the Wrath Sin Dragon. And he's also a very good friend with Sturdy Riot. They know each other in and out of hero work, and they periodically actually do team up. They also hang out every now and again outside of work, and whenever they're together, let's say one gets a call and they both get a call and the other's there with them, they both go to the same area with each other because they're just very good friends like that. But his powers are very similar to his, but on the account he doesn't harden his skin, except he can summon spikes anywhere on his body he wants. He is a very lethal fighter in that. He mostly goes for kill missions because he's also kind of a violent guy, but that's only when you tick him off. His personal favorite missions are going on that include finding and eliminating people that have committed very heinous sexual crimes, like raping and stuff like that. His rap sheet for taking out people like that is really, really high. To be honest, I have looked at it myself, and I am scared of how many people he's eliminated just because of something like that. And it makes sense because he doesn't really have any other similar powers like everyone else of the dragons. But what he makes up for in power, he makes up for in sheer strength. Also, his arms are permanently red to make up for the just as a show of intimidation. So, yeah. He also has very sharp hands, and these are actually permanently sharp. They're actually cartilage, but they're not cartilage, they're bone. He says every now and again he might shave them down. That's what he's told some of his friends, especially Sturdy Riot, but they just always grow back. And they're like his on the count, they're always sharper than they're always like Sturdy Riot spikes, like because they are always sharper than whenever he first sharpened them off. Now another friend they both have is the next hero we're looking at. The next hero we're looking at is actually a hero that is known as Kokaku Kirishima. And not just friends, Sturdy Riot is actually not just friends with him. He's actually, Carlos is actually his half-brother. You see, they are half-brothers because they share the same father. Their mother died, and they're about a year apart. Kokaku is older by a year. His mother died a few months after, about a year or so after giving birth to him from complications of his birth that happened. His hero name is actually Draconic Kokaku, creature Kokaku Armored Dragon. He is a very strong and very intelligent person, but like his brother, he prefers to be more of a shield for people. But he also prefers to be a spear as well. He's a more of a defender and fighter. The reason being is because, unlike most Kokakus, people with these powers, he actually has the ability to morph his to his whim. He can actually morph the ends, they actually surround his entire hand, and it's a malleable biological metal within him. He's able to morph this into giant swords, spikes, whatever he wants. And he uses this fact to make shields and giant swords that look like Buster Swords. And he really, really enjoys. He mostly uses those as a sign of intimidation. So, yeah. Most villains back down from the fight before the fight even starts. But he says he mostly will switch down to a smaller version of the blade so that he won't kill anyone. But the few times he does kill people is that he always says the government says they deserve it. And he's seen what they've done because he has been able to see what they have done from a few abilities from some other people that he's met that given him this ability. He said it's both a blessing and a curse because he can always see what is going on with someone by accident, just by getting to know them for like a month. Yeah, but for villains, it's actually more of an instantaneous thing because the evil someone is, or let's say they have constantly evil thoughts going through them, you can immediately know why they're doing this and if they can be saved or not. So that's all I got for today. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's video with all the time I got for today. Until next time, subscribe to join a Spike Stormy or Damon's Alliance. Goodbye and peace out, everyone.